Greetings and welcome to another series of weekly devotionals where we take a look at one of the lectionary readings for the week and offer some thoughts for reflection and meditation. And this week we're looking at some verses in chapter 6 of Paul's letter to the Ephesians. I remember hearing a story about the great President Teddy Roosevelt that when he joined the Army and led the famous Rough Riders up San Juan Hill during the Spanish-American War. He did so because he felt that he needed military honor, military prowess, and military glory to put on his resume as he sort of climbed his way up the political ladder. And I think nowadays, at least since I've been alive in the mid-60s and probably before that, many Americans sort of equate American success with military power and prowess, that military strength is a big part of how America defines its power and influence and authority in the world. And I mention this because of a lot of the language that Paul uses in this passage. He speaks, "Finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power. Put on the whole armor of God." He speaks later in the passage to stand and fasten the belt of truth around your waist and put on the breastplate of righteousness. Take the shield of faith with which you will be able to quench all the flaming arrows of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. So Paul uses a lot of military language in this particular passage. And it reminds me that Christians often sort of co-opt the Christian message and confuse it with nationalism and with military victory and military strength. We probably all can remember or have heard of the Christian Crusades, where armed forces tried to take over the Holy Land and would carry a flag bearing a cross into military battle. And that tradition was actually started by the Roman Emperor Constantine when he converted to Christianity and made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire. He would carry that same flag bearing a cross as he pursued military conquest. But I think they and we are missing the point when we co-opt the Christian message and make it about victory and power and force and strength. Because, of course, many times throughout Paul's letters, he speaks often of his power rooted in the cross, rooted in crucifixion. That the power of Jesus is expressed through his weakness and vulnerability and surrender. Elsewhere in this passage, Paul writes, "As shoes for your feet, put on whatever will make you ready to proclaim the gospel of peace." And so when we are tempted to co-opt the message of the Scriptures and make them support guns and military strength and victory, we should remember that the gospel of Jesus Christ is always one of nonviolence. And I'm reminded of another story about another great president, Abraham Lincoln, during another conflict, the American Civil War. And he was assured by a minister that the Union forces were blessed by God. A minister said to him in this conflict, "God is on our side, be assured." And Lincoln replied that he wasn't all that concerned if God was on our side. He was more concerned if we are on God's side. Amen.